Shocking new body camera video released today by LMPD shows the very moments one of their officers was shot. It also shows the heroics by another officer who dragged him out of the line of fire. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Isaiah Kim Martinez. Doug has the night off. It happened around 2:30 in the morning nearly 2 weeks ago. Officer Brandon Haley was conducting a traffic stop when shots were fired from inside a nearby home. Another officer, Officer Colin Bellato, was there and shot at the suspects while dragging Officer Haley to safety at the very same time. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Alyssa Newton were at the press conference and saw that body camera footage. Taylor.
Isaiah, body camera footage from Officer Brandon Haley, Officer Colin Bellato, and Officer Haley's dash cam show what happened on September 7th. I do want to warn that this video is graphic and hard to watch.
Body camera footage shows Officer Haley arriving to 38th in Kentucky. As he gets out of his car to investigate a white car, people run out of the vehicle. You can see he is targeted with several gunshots. Police say it came from a nearby home. Moments later, Officer Haley radios that he's been shot. Officer Colin Bellato arrives immediately and drags Officer Haley away in the grass on his knees while still ducking for cover. Once they're safe behind a bush, Bellato applies 2 chest seals to Officer Haley and calls for more backup. Haley then gets loaded into the back of an LMPD car and is rushed to the hospital. LMPD Deputy Chief Paul Humphrey says the department is proud of the officers for their bravery and strength despite the danger surrounding them and their colleagues.
For Officer Bellato to do what he did going into gunfire after an officer's already been shot, the strength to drag an officer, 200-pound man with gear on, for half a block on his knees while being shot at, to be able to have the poise to communicate and explain to officers what they were responding to. You can see the chaos at that scene and how proud we are of their actions that night.
Officer Colin Bellato remains on administrative leave as they continue investigating. Officer Haley is still at Louisville Hospital recovering, but LMPD's chief says he's no longer in critical condition, and Metro Police tell us his health is improving every day.
And no one has been arrested for the shooting itself, but LMPD did announce an additional arrest in connection to the shooting. 5 people, DeMarco Coney Jr., Dominique Thompson, Quantez Porter, Jaquan Ransom, and Jamon Groves are all facing gun, drug, and theft charges. Now, Mayor Craig Greenberg is calling on the public's help. Anonymous tips can be made at 574-LMPD. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
And police saying the shooter is still at large tonight. Taylor, thank you. Today's body camera video was released in keeping with LMPD's new policy surrounding shootings that involve their officers. LMPD saying they will release body camera video within 10 business days of any officer-involved shooting. KSP will also no longer lead the investigations into shootings of this nature. LMPD's Public Integrity Unit now handling those duties. LMPD's new policy says they will also provide another update on each case 30 days after the release of the video. Also tonight, LMPD has made an arrest in a deadly shooting from June. Police have arrested 23-year-old Yohuanta Dickerson in connection with the incident that happened at the Platinum Food Mart right on West Broadway. According to court documents, Dickerson got into an argument with an employee there. Officers say the argument escalated and Dickerson pulled out a gun, shooting the employee 1 time. The employee was pronounced dead on the scene and Dickerson fled in a car. Dickerson has now been charged with murder and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. And now to a major update here in a case we've been following closely. Kentucky State Police have arrested 2 people in connection to the death of 35-year-old Christiana Walker. Police say Cincinnati natives 22-year-old Kimberly Walton and 39-year-old Edith Wetty, you see them both on the screen there, are now charged with murder. Troopers found Walkers inside a home on Chapman Road in Spencer County back in May while responding to a house fire. KSP says detectives obtained the warrants after the coroner determined Christiana Walker's death was a homicide. After Walker's death, her 8-year-old son Christian was placed into the care of Wetty. Now, Ryan Cox, who is Christian's father, says he initially was the suspect and has been working to clear his name. After the arrest, Cox says all he wants to do now is see his son.
I want to see my son. I haven't seen him in a long time, so.
We just want him back. We miss Christian, and you know, he has a big family, and we love him. And We just want him back home.
Christian is currently in the care of the state of Ohio. Cox says he and his mother are working to bring him home. Meanwhile, police are still working to determine the manner of Walker's death and how the fire started. This, of course, is a bit of a confusing story. We have more information on WHAS11.com. Now, a fight on the bus headed to Highland Middle School left one student injured just this morning. In a letter sent home to parents, Highland Middle principal Vanessa Green says that multiple students began fighting on the bus, forcing the bus to pull over. While the bus was pulled over, adults in the area tried to open the back door of the bus. LMPD, JCPS police, and school personnel responded, and one student had to be transported. JCPS says the students involved have been cited by police and will also be disciplined. That's according to the student handbook. And later, a fight at Butler High School also today led to several people being treated. School officials tell us a few students started fighting during first lunch period. During that fight, another student sprayed pepper spray into the crowd that gathered around there. EMS treated several students and 2 staff members for irritation in their eyes and throats. Students involved in the fight are being disciplined here. JCPS police are investigating to determine who released that pepper spray. And a Bullitt County paramedic injured after he was thrown from the back of an ambulance following a crash in downtown Louisville was released from the hospital today. Just a touching moment there. Gary Lyons was injured back in June when a semi-truck crashed into his ambulance, launching him from the vehicle and onto the pavement. Months later, family and doctors alike calling his recovery remarkable.
Well, Mr. Lyons' injuries were horrific. He had multiple fractures, a severe brain injury, but the fortunate thing is that he's making a great recovery.
Seeing that change, that transition from day one to today, it's just mind-blowing.
And the doctor taking care of Lyons tells us he entered Fraser Rehab unable to eat, talk, or care for himself. Fast forward to now, Lyons needs very little assistance and is on his way to being fully independent again. Great news to hear there. Tonight, community members around Taylor Boulevard and New Cut Road met to address safety concerns in the area. The concern comes after several years of injuries and deaths to pedestrians on New Cut Road near Iroquois Park. Today's open house was about getting feedback on what improvements could be made to the area. Organizers say they hope to prevent future tragedies.
The Transportation Cabinet is a big believer that the more perspectives we can get around a potential project, the better our solutions are going to be tailored to that community. We use a lot of data to help us understand our safety challenges and our safety opportunities. But at the end of the day, safety is about people, not numbers.
Organizers say they hope today helped people feel as if their concerns were being addressed and that the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is working to improve safety across communities. A new initiative is revitalizing downtown areas in an attempt to get more people working downtown to spend more time there. It's called City Spots, and the first one in the metro is at 5th and Jefferson Streets. The project is working on what they call underutilized space and bringing new patio furniture and painted pavement to make it community friendly.
We are very focused on ensuring that downtown is a safe, vibrant, authentic, unique neighborhood. And one way to do that is to add some life and energy and new ideas into the fabric of downtown that already exists.
Mayor Craig Greenberg there. Now, Metro Louisville is currently looking for new sites to add City Spots. Greenberg says if you're interested or have a piece of property available, more information will be coming out shortly. And if you've been near Butchertown, you've likely smelled it. Today, the Metro Air Pollution Control Board is looking into whether or not the JBS plant violated odor regulations. The district received complaints about the smell and issued 5 notices of violations since 2019. They specifically referenced how Swift's equipment to monitor odors wasn't working in the permitted ranges. The district says Swift has agreed to pay a penalty of more than $44,000 to resolve the violation. And today, good news from the mayor's office for shade in Louisville. $12 million is coming to the Division of Urban Forestry to maintain the city's tree canopy. That's in areas the federal government considers disenfranchised. Now, back in 2015, the Metro put a focus on reversing tree canopy loss by planting thousands of trees across Jefferson County. A recent study sees Louisville's tree canopy growing slightly, just by 1% though, but that percent accounts for thousands of trees here. Now with this latest funding, city leaders are hoping that number will continue to grow.
We'll look to see where do we need to address tree health maybe in the next few years. Where are opportunities to plant? Where do we know we need to target in the way of, trees that are in decline that need that maintenance?
5 more positions within urban forestry will be funded by the grant money. They expect to open those positions next year in late spring. If you have any tree concerns near you, they can be reached through Metro 311, either by calling 311 or by downloading the Metro 311 app.